The construction of modern buildings and facilities during the campaign has transformed the UT landscape and enhanced the student experience. Projects supported by this campaign inspire a strong sense of community for everyone who lives, learns, and works at UT. It is the exceptional education which takes place beyond the impressive facades of our buildings that helps us attract and retain talented faculty and students. Students have access to the best faculty, facilities, tools, and resources to nurture their passions. Cutting-edge technology and equipment provide students with new ways of learning and engaging others. UT's excellent residential learning environment provides a variety of rich co-curricular learning experiences. Our emphasis is on developing the whole person.
We say we are changing lives to create tomorrow, and we mean it. Every day we stretch to do better, to do more, and to use UT's entrepreneurial spirit to accomplish the most we can. A UT education is an intense immersion experience. It creates a strong foundation for a productive life filled with opportunities and preparation for leadership and service. Skills and critical thinking abilities are honed through a challenging academic program and a rich set of co-curricular learning activities. International opportunities play a vital role in preparing UT students to compete in our increasingly global marketplace. The campaign utilizes unrestricted funds to enhance the whole university. These resources allow UT to adapt to changing circumstances and take advantage of emerging opportunities. By expanding programs that enrich the student experience, we strive to develop the whole person and prepare students for success after graduation.
We strive to maintain a remarkable level of support we see from alumni, parents, employees, and friends of the university. Thanks for your confidence in us. We will continue to be conscientious stewards of our resources. We recognize our responsibility to ensure that students leave their UT experience with knowledge and problem-solving abilities to develop a better world.
The Creating Tomorrow campaign has electrified a new sense of pride and enthusiasm about what is possible for UT when we all work together. Your passion and dedication are elevating this university ever higher. We are indeed fortunate to count you as our friends. Thank you for your support.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-size...
And welcome everybody to Game 2 of our Saturday doubleheader. University of Tampa baseball against the Lynn Fighting Knights. The Spartans won the first game 8-4, improving their record on the season to 12-2 and a 10-1 record in the Sunshine State Conference. Hi everybody, Jack Ike along with Drew Tate Gebhardt as we get ready for Game 2 of the series. We'll get you the quick starting lineups for this game. Leading off for the Lynn Fighting Knights will be Cecilio. It's a very similar lineup to what we saw in the first game. Cecilio, the right fielder, will be leading off. Kruzinski, the center fielder, will be batting second. Murray, the DH, batting third. Forshik, the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Payne at first base will be number 5 in the lineup. Sanabria will be the sixth hitter playing second base. Larson, new in the lineup, is the shortstop. Earl will be the catcher behind the plate, batting 8th, and the ninth hitter is the left fielder, White. On the mound will be Marmilly for the Lynn Fighting Knights. For the Tampa Spartans, again, a similar lineup. We'll have Winkelmeyer leading off at second base. Cumbo, the right fielder, is second. Dan Sullivan, the first base, he'll take over for Malcolm, batting third. Malcolm will move to the DH slot, and he is batting cleanup. Luke McDonald, catcher, is batting 5th. Glancy is the left fielder, batting 6th. Mikey Navarrete will be at third base, batting 7th. Flint will be the shortstop, batting 8th. Cadenas will be the center fielder, batting 9th. And Linder will be pitching for the Spartans. We'll get some stats on these players. Linder on the mound for the Tampa Spartans. This will be his 5th start of the year. This will be his 5th appearance of the year. 3 games started. He has a 3-0 record, has a save to his credit, 20 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 14 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 1 earned run, I should say. Pretty good ERA for him. 9 walks, 14 strikeouts, and an ERA of .44. A pretty spectacular ERA for Eric Linder for the Spartans. Cecilio has some power. He's hit 9 home runs on the year. And the first pitch, called strike. Ooh.
Sorry, folks, I would chip in, but I just had a jalapeno popper sandwich at Wendy's, and oh my gosh, it's hot.
Game time, about 6:50. Ooh. And that one's fouled back.
Now, Jack, this is what you were talking about earlier with the sun slowly dying down. With the sun slowly dying down, the hitters and the outfielders will have different brightness levels, so I'll be interested to see how they react to it.
Linder's pitch, outside. And you can see there, we were talking about what happens here is the sun at this time of year sets directly behind home plate. And you can see the shadow covers home plate, then opens up a little before the mound, and then between the mound and second base. And there's a strikeout. Cecilio is down. So what happens is anything hit straight back or even into left field is going to be a sun field for anybody out there. And what also happens is when the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher after makes the play, the pitcher sometimes dives out of the way because he gets in the glare of the sun and he can't see it. I just saw Linder look away there on the last pitch. Kruzinski at the plate. Shows bunt, backs away.
Little strategy to keep the third base honest.
And there you can see Linder did not see that ball come back at him and ducked out of the way. That's going to happen for an inning or so. sometimes the catchers are like, what's wrong with him? And then they have to explain, I can't see the ball.
It's a tough one. We already had one earlier in the game. Leisure turned around and
that was just they weren't communicating.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna have to put the broadcast of the year for people because no one can come to consensus. No.
Krasinski, center fielder, had a very active day in center field in Game 1. Spartans winning at 8-4.
Brian on the mark.
Ball high.
I think I'm going to go with Morgan on my vote. Not many other Spartans.
And he takes a 4-pitch walk. Spartans defensively have McDonald behind the plate, Linder on the mound. It's Sullivan at first base, Winkelmeyer at second, Navarrete at third. Flint is the shortstop, replacing J.D. Urso. Glancy is in left field, Cadena's in center, and Cumbo in right.
Good checking out the ball, it looks like.
Yeah, Linder asked for a couple different baseballs at different times, and so he's not finding one he likes. So Krasinski on first. Murray at the plate. Little off-speed pitch, called strike.
Krasinski, no relation to the guy who played The Office.
That's
Is it
John Krasinski with an S.
With an S, okay.
That one's ripped out into left field, bounces in front of Glancy for the base hit. And 2 on now with just 1 out.
Batter is the third baseman, number 33, Brandon Forchick.
Forchick, third baseman. Shows bunt, pulls it away. Look at second. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. This is top of the first of Game 2. This year they are 7-inning games. They had been, I thought they had been 9 innings and 9-9 on both games of a doubleheader. This year it's changed. Foul back. And I got the reasoning behind 7-inning games is just to get done sooner because of COVID. They want to not save expenses, but they just don't want the hotel stay and the chances of getting COVID by being in a public place like that. So if you can get done an hour earlier, get on the road, get home, you don't have to stay overnight. That's also the reason they're playing Thursday at one site, day off, and then Saturday doubleheader. There's another strikeout. 2 down now.
A lot of traveling. I assume they would be doing that traveling.
It's a lot of traveling, but they don't want an overnight stay. So you go down, play your game on Thursday, come back.
On Thursday.
The other team comes here Saturday, play early, get it done. You're done by 9 or 10, hopefully, and you go home.
I wonder how many rain delays there's actually been this year.
It hasn't rained much down here. So.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a free run of air, that's our only sponsor.
Davis Payne at the plate, first pitch strike.
Beautiful curveball.
That is ripped out toward Cumbo. Cumbo makes the catch right in his line to end the inning. We've talked about how tough a play that is, but Cumbo waited for it, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. We played a half an inning. Tampa coming to bat. No score for Lynn on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Bottom of the first we go. The Spartans will send up Winklemeyer, Cumbo, and Sullivan, the first 3 in the order, and they will be facing Mormley for the Lynn Fighting Knights.
Chris Mormley is senior pitcher, 5 appearance on the year, 1 win, 3 losses, 26.2 innings pitched, 22 hits given up, 17 runs given up, 16 runs given up, 13 walks, 26 strikeouts, 8.78 strikeouts per 9, 4 home runs given up on the year, and ERA is 5.40.
So Nicholas Winklemeyer to lead off for Tampa.
Looking at this Game 2 lineup, there's a lot of lefties in a row. We have 4 in a row, actually.
Winklemeyer, a sophomore transfer from Sarasota, Florida, played at the State College of Florida last year.
Looks like his gloves are slippery.
Yeah, so he wants a little rosin to sort of stick him, help the grip a little bit.
That's the worst prank you can pull on a teammate.
A little bit inside. Clouds have covered up a little bit. The shadows aren't too bad, though if they peek out again, it could cause a problem. As I mentioned it peeks out and could cause a problem.
I will say Tampa has one of the prettiest sunsets anywhere this side of the Mississippi.
Ball outside.
Jack, I got to ask, did the umpire switch
Yes.
game 1 and game 2? Okay.
Yes, we should give them a shout out. They've been good today. Let me see if we have them in our notes. Gary Glover is behind the plate. There's a ground ball. Oh, there's a little looper for the out. 2 down for the Spartans. It's Gary Glover and Ray Chamberlain is on the bases. This will bring Cumbo 1 out, I should say. Tried a breaker, did not. Outside. Dan Sullivan on deck for the Spartans. Swings at that one, taps it foul.
These new DeMarini bats look like wood bats to me from up here.
Ball outside. Spartans have played some wood bat games over the years. There was a team from Massachusetts, I believe, Bentley University, that would come down here and play a 3-game series every year, and they were in a wood bat college league. There's one slapped, fielded, Forchick gets him. Had to wait on the call there, but this Bentley would come down and play every year. And they were in a wood bat league, so the Spartans always agreed to play with wood bats. And for a couple years, I think 3 years, the Spartans played the Philadelphia Phillies in a spring training game.
I believe,
and it was always a wood bat game.
Fun fact: one of the reasons why I actually even heard about the University of Tampa and applied here was because they beat the Phillies in spring training one year.
I did that game over at Spectrum Field in Clearwater. Ryan Sandberg's last year led the Phillies to about 110 losses. And
as a Braves
that's
fan,
why it was his last year. I believe it was Laz Rivera had a Grand Slam home run for the Spartans in that game to provide the winning runs. And just the shock of losing to a Division II college team was made a lot of the national news. You know, if you really drill down, it was the first game of spring training. Spartans had already played about 5 or 6 games. The Phillies, I don't think anybody who started that game for the Phillies made the roster. Yeah. But they beat professionals.
Well, athletes, yeah.
I mean, players who were paid to play baseball. There were some AAA players. There might have been a couple who made the roster.
That was my argument with my friend from back home, because he was saying they weren't like Chase Utley or Ryan Howard.
No.
But, you know, these are still...
That was ripped foul.
These are still professional athletes that are in, you know,
like D1 AA, AAA.
Schools, yeah.
Have been a couple years in the pro ranks.
Yeah. Honestly, without that win, I don't even know if I would have even been attending school here, because I would have never heard of it.
You know what? I think it was Gio Alfonso who hit the Grand Slam.
Well, thanks to him, I now attend the University of Tampa.
There you go. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging to end the inning, and I put on my resume that I broadcast the very first game of Major League Spring Training that year. All right, the Spartans go down quietly. We played a full inning, no score. Coming up to bat for Lynn will be Sanabria, Larson, and Errol, and this is TampaSpartans.tv.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 40. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Top of the second we go. It will be Scenaria, Larson, Arrow for Lynn. No score at the end of one. Jack Ike, Tate Gebhardt with the ball game. You always hope on doubleheaders that things just progress in game 2.
They just keep going.
There's always something that makes this game go to like 11 o'clock.
Keep it going so I can take a quick shower, head out to happy hour.
No hitter. Maybe a couple immaculate innings.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think more, an immaculate inning for pitcher is 9 strikes.
9 strikes.
I think a better inning to strive for is 3 pitches, 3 outs.
I think when I was in high school, I had one where it was 5, and I was like, that's the coolest thing ever feeling. I can't imagine 3 pitches, 3 outs.
We had one game here, it was 2 pitches, 2 outs, and we're like, come on, one more. Yeah. Got to throw a strike. Sanabria at the plate.
So many things have to happen for that to go right, because it's not just that you throw a strike, that guy has to hit it.
Ball a little bit high.
It's got to be one of the rarest things in baseball next to a perfect game, right?
What, an immaculate inning?
Yeah, or a 3-pitch inning.
Oh, I wonder if that's ever happened. I'm sure it has.
It has to have happened somewhere.
I would think that would be much more rare than a perfect game.
Yeah.
There's one hit out into center field. Cadenas getting on his wheels, running, cut up to it, and makes the catch. Good wheels. And Jose Cadenas tracked that one down in right center field.
Cadenas already made one amazing play here in game 1 of today's doubleheader. Shifting to his right, he dove and caught the ball.
Larson coming up to the plate. He did not play in the first game. Let me get you some info on him. Number 1, I overlooked him there. Christian Larson is a sophomore from Boca Raton, a local product.
Larson on the year is batting .300 coming into today's game. He's been 7 games played. He's had 10 at-bats, 3 hits. So not many plate appearances, but...
No, a small sample size at this point. Linder's pitch. Swing and a miss. Caught the corner, strike 2. Just misses the corner.
And that just missed.
Fouled back. 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way from Linder. Off speed in the dirt. Bounces in front of McDonald. No harm, no foul there. Three-two count. Hit out into right center field gap. That's pretty well hit. Cadenas on the move. Tracks another one down. Making it look easy.
Reminds me a lot of Andrew Jones.
Why not a 100-yard sprint and then catch it in stride, huh?
Shades of Andrew Jones. He has very good fielding ability, Mr. Jose Cadenas.
Spartans have had some really, really good center fielders over the years. Casey Scoggins comes to mind. Won a Gold Glove. Right up the middle. Flint. Inning is over. Quick inning for the Spartans. Linder likes that. We now played an inning and a half. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Fighting Knights, and we go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 Tampa and Lynn right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
What do you get when you take your favorite food and stuff it inside a pocket of homemade dough? Cooked perfectly until golden brown. It's a mouth-watering empanada from Mr. Empanada. No one makes a better empanada. Take Ted Webb's word for it.
Almost as good as my mom used to make.
Check out our website for a location near you, MrEmpanada.com.
So John Malcolm strides to the plate to start the bottom of the second for the Spartans. I walked back over to the field house between games with John. He said, "What time do you think I should be back?"
See, I walked back when he was eating with him after. I apparently played him in high school, and yeah, our team got beat by 12 runs.
Okay.
He was on a stacked summer ball team growing up.
Taps it foul.
He was on a team with the now Vanderbilt pitcher, Kumar Rocker, and a couple other D1 prospects, and man, they just would win tournament after tournament. This was a thing of lore almost with the travel ball stuff.
Ball just outside.
Because I think on that team alone, they would have 4 or 5 first-round draft picks.
Mormley with the pitch. A little bit high.
I wouldn't know if Mormley is throwing necessarily fast, but he sure is throwing hard today.
Right. Yep. And did that hit him? No. Thought it clipped him on the way past. Danced out of the way, and it's 3-1.
If you can dodge a dodgeball, you can dodge a baseball.
That was not a good pitch. Ball 4. Malcolm gets the free pass. We'll see what happens with the leadoff walk. Always got to worry about that.
Forget that, yeah. I was always a reliever, so I never even thought about that.
Luke McDonald at the plate for the Spartans.
I would argue with that. Some pitchers aren't so comfortable pitching out of the stretch. Starting pitchers are.
Yeah, puts them at that disadvantage. But then again, anything that gets on base, that's popped up, going fairly deep, actually way deep, near the fence, and caught by Krasinski.
Wow.
And Malcolm has to hustle all the way back
Shades
and
of
gets
Willie Mays.
Easily. Boy, Krasinski with his back to the infield caught it over the shoulder. That is a great catch.
That was an amazing catch. I thought it dropped. That thing just kept carrying.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going that deep, but then I noticed
wind, but
both outfielders were still running toward the fence. That is a long out. He pulls it. It's out of here by 20 feet. It's not marked, but what I've been told is it's 350 down the lines and 380 something to center.
What's the farthest home run you've ever seen hit here?
Here?
Anyone ever hit it over the netting?
No.
Okay.
Only in BP. I've seen it in BP. That's hit deep, and I don't know if they're even going to see that one. Speaking of one of the farthest home runs we've seen, that one was about a third of the way up the fence that surrounds this ballpark.
Like Ben Affleck's depressing pictorial debut, that one is gone,
and
baby.
Clancy just launched that one, and the Spartans take a 2-0 lead.
He just turned on that thing and sent that one to Jupiter, folks. Raise the Jolly Roger.
Glancy didn't even get me a chance to say he didn't play the first game. He is a grad transfer from Andover, Massachusetts, from Tulane University. Nice job, Luke. And it's 2-0 Tampa.
Tulane University as in New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
That's the only one.
Good stuff. Well, we should talk about home runs more because apparently they were listening.
Good timing. I've seen one that was hit deep. I've seen one about a third of the way. If you look around the ballpark, there's the outfield fence, but since this is surrounded by a couple fairly heavily traveled streets and a dorm and a parking lot,
it's tough.
There's about a 100-foot fence that surrounds the entire ballpark. Oftentimes, foul balls will go over the fence on the left and right field line, but the farthest I've ever seen a home run was about a third of the way up the outfield fence. Okay. It was hit down the left field line, and that's pretty far. I have seen players launch them over in BP, but they're getting the fat meatball pitch to try to do it.
I need to talk to a Mr. Tom Colby. We need to do a home run derby type event. Maybe get you out there, Jack.
No, I was a singles hitter.
I was more of a bunting guy. I think I got it like 180 in high school.
And Navarrete with the walk.
Spartans look like they're done playing with the...
Drew Earhart not playing. He kind of tweaked his hamstring in the last game on a ball where he was heading to third, and he hesitated between sliding or standing up and kind of did neither.
He just extended his leg.
And I saw some people leaving as I was walking back between games, and I said, "You're not staying for game two?" And they said, "Our grandson's not playing in the second game, so we're going home." And I said, "Who's your grandson?" They said, Drew. Or they said, no. They said, "Our grandson's not playing. He tweaked his hamstring." And I said, "Oh, it's Drew, huh?"
Yeah. That was such a weird one. I mean, it happens occasionally to athletes where they want to commit fully and then they think about it. And
he was thinking of sliding, and Joe Urso gave him these come in standing. And so he said, "I don't know what to do."
So he got caught in the middle.
Rudy Garbelosa with a visit to the mound early in the game as the Spartans with a 2-0 lead on a Luke Glancy home run.
The Lynn Knights have a guy stretching over in the right field bullpen.
That was Glancy's second home run of the year, which isn't bad since he's only had 18 official at-bats. All right, the confab is broken up on the mound. And Christian Flint at the plate.
A better throw might have gotten.
Chase Navarrete back. Flint playing in this game, did not play in the first game. Actually, I think he came in the late innings of that game. But he is a senior from Delray Beach, Florida, by way of University of Florida, Palm Beach State College, and the University of South Carolina. Well-traveled.
Some would say a journeyman.
Welcomed here. A good player. Was here last year. Playing shortstop in this game. Ground ball up the middle. Takes a nice hop. They get one. The return throw. Scooped out of the dirt. Nice job on the scoop by Payne to end the inning. Spartans do pick up a run on a Luke Glancy 2-run homer. 2 runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. We played 2 full. Tampa 2 and Lynn nothing.
It's not about any one thing. It's about how everything comes together, how it all connects. People, ideas, resources, community, everything. quality of life services. That's what we do. Sodexo.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
We move on to the third inning. Jack Ike, Tate Gebhard with the ball game. Tampa leading 2-0. Luke Glancy with his second home run of the year, providing the 2 runs. Leading off will be White for Lynn. Thursel White is a senior from Jacksonville, Florida. Did not play in the opener today. First pitch a little bit high. Eric Linder, junior college transfer to Tampa. That one is ripped to Glancy. Took about 2 steps, made the catch. If you're wondering the predominance of junior college players coming to the University of Tampa, there's logic behind it, and it really has nothing to do with did they not have the grades to get into a 4-year school or something like that. It has to do with pro potential. And when you commit to a 4-year school, they cannot draft you until your junior year is over. But they can pick you up anytime at a junior college.
Oh, so they'll test junior college, and if that doesn't work out, they'll try a 4-year school. If that doesn't work out, then independent ball. Yep. If that doesn't work out, beer league. And if that doesn't work out, then you do what we do.
Slow pitch softball.
There's a path to everything.
But I wondered that a few years ago. Talked to Joe, and they said, no, there's definite logic behind it. If you want to take your chance and see if you can get noticed, and maybe get drafted.
And plus, when there's a beach nearby and you're in a city with sports teams, it's not a bad landing spot to be at the University of Tampa.
Typically, it seems like the team is made up of a third of come in as freshmen, third JUCOs, and a third are D1s looking for the chance to play. So if you're going to step down to the best.
See, I when I was playing, I thought about, I had offers to potentially do JUCO, and then I came down here and I said, well, say for instance I don't make the team, which I didn't. There's a beach, it's a good area, so you got to love the school too. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't willing necessarily to transfer to keep playing, but some people are. I have friends who've transferred to 5 different colleges, and they're only sophomores. So everyone's chasing the dream, so got to find a way to do it.
Cecilio.
And like you were mentioning earlier, that you get a lot of exposures here with all the scouts that come in these games.
Yeah, if it didn't work out or you didn't get the look you wanted at the junior college level, you're going to get some good looks here. Cecilio opened up the game with a strikeout. Hits one out toward Cumbo, bounces in front of him, picks it up on one hop, so he gets 75 points for that. You ever remember to play that game 500? Yeah. Okay. I didn't want to make I thought that was still a current game.
No, yeah. I played it when I was a kid. You just brought back an old memory in my head. I was like, well. I think it was a good call not to dive for that one, because if it gets by you, then
there's no need to do that right now.
Need to risk it.
Linder's pitching well.
He's also a lefty, so that would be an interesting.
Krasinski at the plate made a beautiful catch in the first inning.
Willie Mays would be proud.
Lays down a nice bunt, fielded by Linder. Advanced the runner, though. He was looking to try to get on with that one, just didn't get down. That was not quite the sacrificial bunt attempt
it was
there.
More the Ichiro Suzuki get on base type bunt.
The main difference when you were talking about the Willie Mays type catch with the back to the infield, the main difference is he made that catch in Cleveland.
That's true.
And the outfield there was 450.
That's true.
This is like 70 more feet behind this center field.
That's still one of the most impressive plays.
Oh,
if you've never
beautiful.
watched it, folks, I don't know how you haven't seen it. They play it all the time, but go look it up. It's an amazing play. Nice black and white footage.
But it seemed like he ran half a mile to make that catch.
Thank you, though.
Murray at the plate now, second time through the order.
Who's your all-time favorite baseball player, Jack?
Probably Bernie Banks.
Okay.
Cubs fan from way back.
I would say Bartolo Colon for me.
Mr. Cub, still mad that he didn't get credit for a home run he hit in Montreal. That the outfielder went to it was at Jerry Park, which was where the Expos played their first couple years. Swing and a miss. And he hit one down the right field line, went opposite field. The outfielder went to the wall, had his hands on the wall, and watched it go over. And the umpire called it a ground rule double, said it went under the fence.
Unreal.
But why did the outfielder went up to...
That's when replay.
That one got away from Linder and sends the runner to third.
But that's when instant replay would come to favor.
So I always say Ernie should have 513 home runs.
Who's the home run king in your eyes, Barry Bonds or Hank Aaron?
Hank
Aaron. Yeah. I think to most people, I grew up in Atlanta, so obviously Hank.
Yes.
Unfortunately passed away this year.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to talk to him one time in spring training.
What a gentleman.
What a nice man.
Popped up, out of play.
And the cool thing is, with the stuff he did for baseball was extraordinary, obviously, but the stuff he did outside of baseball was even better.
Yep.
And it's slowly been shown to light a little bit more in recent years, and it's, good guy, good man.
Ground ball. Navarrete.
Great play.
Got it in his glove. Quick throw across. And
Amazing
what a great
play.
scoop.
I mean...
Oh, he called him safe?
Wow.
Did he think he beat the throw?
What are they saying?
Or pulled his foot?
Urso is quickly out of the dugout.
I thought the throw beat him.
Umpire is going
So the
over
question
to make his
is, did he say he pulled his foot?
No, I don't think there's much to be overturned here because
you can't overturn it. There's no replay.
There's no replay.
It's a judgment call. I thought the throw beat him. Now Navarrete, admittedly, when he made the field, was down on his fell down on his butt and had to get up and make the throw. But he made a good throw. Oh, they overruled it.
They overruled it.
Okay.
Well, now this is going to be an issue because
now that's going to bring Rudy out to discuss this one.
I can't tell with the mask the polite words he's saying to the first base umpire.
It would be interesting to find out what their logic was, first by giving him the base, calling him safe, and then second what the home plate umpire came up with to overturn it. We'll take a break. We'll cogitate on that.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
You want to hang on to it?
All right, we're just cruising along here. We are into the third inning. Tampa on top 2-0. A little controversial ending to the Lynn at bat in the second as the ball hit to the third baseman for Tampa, Mikey Navarrete. Made the stop, got up, and with the throw to first, Dan Sullivan made the scoop on a one hop. They called him safe originally. They then had a meeting. There's a little one inside. They had a meeting between the home plate umpire and the base umpire, and it was overruled. They called him out. Now, we weren't sure why he called him safe, whether it was he thought he beat the throw or he thought Sullivan had his foot off the bag. Don't know what happened there, but then the home plate umpire overruled him. Now, also in defense of the base umpire, there was a man on, I believe. Was there a man on?
There was a man on third because he would have scored.
Okay, so the umpire would have been positioned out by second base, between home play or between the pitcher's mound and second base, which is not ideal to see a play at first. And the fact that he probably deferred and said, "What was your take from home plate?"
I mean, it's as an umpire, as a player, I kind of respect that move because if you're man enough to say I didn't see it, other than just making a blank call, then
now you have to make a call.
You have to make a call, but
you're willing to
potentially change it. The players respect that,
and that's what is the way it is in this level. 2 umpires. Now, when they get to the championships and NCAA tournaments, they get 4 umps.
Yeah.
But at this level, 2 umps, and I mean everybody's seen it at youth league ball.
Yeah. Becomes a luxury at that point to have 2 extra ones.
Shoot, when I first started playing baseball at like 8 or 9 years old, they were just kids, obviously, and the umpire stood behind the pitcher.
Okay. Yeah.
It was more daycare than anything.
Yeah. I remember those days. No, I remember.
We played that Madison rec ball, and we played Little League at the same time.
Fall ball, spring ball, yeah.
No, same time.
Same time, yeah.
There's one hit out into center field. Krasinski going back, and makes the catch. He's been busy, and he's been good.
Yeah. For those young Spartans fans, if you saw how the outfield took that ball, he took a step in. He was supposed to take a first step out, back, and then judge and read it. That's why he was tiptoeing on his way back, but he made the catch nonetheless.
A good outfielder. You can always show a bad outfielder because he won't know how to make that play when it's hit right at him. Good outfielder will give you maybe that little stutter step, but then readjust.
I always had a huge issue with that because I played both infield and outfield, so I always want to take a step in when I was in the infield, and the outfield I always want to take a step back. So you misjudge balls in the outfield when you take a step in. So you have to do what he did, tiptoeing your feet.
Nice little curveball.
Those are the curveballs everyone hates because it breaks in right when you think, oh, it's a ball.
Yep. I remember the first game when I played high school baseball. We always played during the day. We never had lights at our park. Never played anywhere we had lights. And so after taking about 20 years off of baseball, I jumped into Madison City League with the 30-year-old crew. And decent athlete, played enough sports. Hadn't played baseball in a while. There's a strikeout, and put me in right field. Night game, never played at night. Totally different when you can't have anything to judge on.
Yeah.
First ball hit to me, straight at me. I race in. The ball was easily 30 feet over my head, and I could hear from our dugout as I'm running toward the outfield fence to get it. Some guy says, "I thought you said he was good."
What's the way to start the day? Oh,
can they make the play? A little shovel. I think they got him. They did. Ends the inning. This one, no debate. The inning is over. We have played 3 quick innings, and Tampa leads 2-0.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. Incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Thanks, man. I know that now, but also
college sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We head to the fourth inning. Eric Linder cruising along here for the Tampa Spartans. And coming up to bat will be Forchik, Payne, and Sanabria for the Lynn Fighting Knights. Tampa won the first game 8-4 to run their record to 11-2 or 13-2 on the year.
I wish Linder pitched in the first game. That game felt like forever. This one seems to be speeding
He's not
up.
wasting pitches.
None at all.
What's it say, 41 after 3 innings? That's pretty good. That's only 13 an inning. Curve just a little high.
Last game we almost had a combined 400 pitches between two teams, and now we have close to 90 here through the top of the fourth.
So a third of the game we're at 90.
Yeah.
So 270 for the if it were to continue to play out. Yep. Ground ball. Does he have the range? No. Gets past Winkelmeyer for the base hit.
Helps to be a lefty sometimes. He was playing to the right side, hoping he'd pull it. And
Forchik
left a little gap open for him.
Brings up Davis Payne to the plate. Tell you another thing is both first basemen, or all the first basemen, have done a pretty good job fielding today. There have been a lot of throws in the dirt, and they've scooped them.
Yeah. Just a bunch of tall lefty first basemen.
Yeah.
What's the score? 32. That's high scoring. Yeah.
Linder out of the stretch. And that is hit. Is it deep? No. Cumbo waits, drifts back near the fence, makes the catch.
It's tagging.
Deep enough that Forchik tags at first and gets into second. That was hit deep. Could tell Cumbo wasn't threatened by the fence. He had room. It's just a matter of when the ball would come down and he'd get it.
Smart move to tag there, as he knew he couldn't get it in time.
Sanabria now coming to the plate. Sanabria, a senior from Hialeah, Florida. Using my rosters as a napkin for my pizza.
Shout out to Tom Colby for the Parmesan crust.
Yeah. Ball outside. One down, man on second. Tampa leading 2-0 here in the fourth. Down the middle, hit out toward Cumbo. Backs up a little bit. Makes the catch. Does he tag? Yep. Forchik has now made it to third base. Couple sac flies have moved him 3/4 of the way around the diamond.
Any college baseball fans, a lot of us like to play MLB The Show. I don't know if you've ever played it. It's a video game. It's coming out in 4 days on Tuesday. MLB The Show 21. So if you like the backdrop of this park, you can actually recreate it in MLB The Show.
Huh.
The local bike gang.
Fast and the Furious going past us, yeah.
They come back every night at 2 a.m. Really? By my window. 2 a.m. Drive. And I don't know if you've been here midday, Mr. Ike, but
sometimes.
If you ever walk around here, you'll see at least 100 bicyclists. They go in gangs, and then they just ride around. And I was
bicyclists as in pedal.
As in pedal. I was at a green light once, and it just turned green, and then they drove right in front of me until it turned red, and then I missed the light. So I'm not a huge fan of them.
So you're saying that they're a gaggle of bicyclists, and it's like hog the intersection, huh?
Bicycle gang that gets together and rides.
Really? And
every week they block me from getting to that green light. And I do not live far from here. So a 5-minute ride turns into a 30-minute ride. So shout out to them, I guess.
Foul ball. I am an avid bicyclist. I'm a 1 mile from the Pinellas bike path.
Okay.
And put in 95 miles last week.
Any Tour de France victories? No?
In my mind.
In your mind?
Yep.
I think you're beating Lance.
Yep. I see a lot of Lance wannabes out there on the path. I don't dawdle. I'm not sightseeing. Foul back. I'd say 99% of the time I'm passing people versus being passed. Yeah. And if anybody's passing me, they've got a decent pace going. I got passed by a guy last week. And I'm a young kid, and he was just flying. I'm doing about 17 miles an hour, which to me is moving. And he just blew past me. And then right behind him is an older woman on an electric bike. Right behind him. And it was his mom tracking what he was doing. And I'm like, you're making me feel bad. She goes, I can't keep up with him. Spartans end the inning quickly as Linder just keeps cruising. Still 2-0. We head to the bottom of the fourth on Tampa Spartans.tv.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
What do you get when you take your favorite food and stuff it inside a pocket of homemade dough? Cooked perfectly until golden brown. It's a mouth-watering empanada from Mr. Empanada. No one makes a better empanada. Take Ted Webb's word for it.
Almost as good as my mom used to make.
Check out our website for a location near you. MrEmpanada.com.
It's not about any one thing. It's about how everything comes together, how it all connects. People, ideas, resources, community, everything. Quality of life services. That's what we do. Sodexo.
Bottom of the fourth as we keep cruising along in this ballgame. Tampa up 2-0. Coming up for the Spartans is Dan Sullivan, who just missed a deep center field home run his first time up. Krasinski making a back to the infield over the shoulder catch at the wall. Fouls that one off.
Dan really likes to pull the ball. I've noticed at my time watching him play. I don't think I've ever seen him in an opposite anything. I don't think I've ever hit him sit half.
Well, Krasinski's catch was just a little to the left of center.
It did carry that way.
But no, you'll never. The left fielder might as well just sit down.
Yeah. Take a quick reading.
Close off that field.
Yeah.
He could be the rover.
Yeah.
One ball, 2 strikes. More Millie on the mound. Swing and a miss, and Sullivan goes down.
I do respect how he takes cuts extremely hard every time. So if he ever makes contact, that thing will more than likely leave the yard.
Brings up John Malcolm to the plate. and Detroit Country Day School. It's a good basketball program there. Obviously turns out some baseball players too. Yeah. But we were talking about, you mentioned a couple times he's from Vanderbilt, but he started at the State College of Florida, so he started the JUCO route.
He started the JUCO
and then
route.
Found the four-year school after that.
And playing travel ball in Georgia, a lot of guys go those routes. I, like I said, had the option to play a JUCO, and somewhere in Minnesota, I decided it's too cold, and I was a location pitcher, so I was like, I don't work off velocity, so I need to be able to feel my hands when I play baseball. And then I found this place, and rest is history.
A little bit inside.
It's hard to compete with a beach.
It is kind of funny that they don't predict this many things.
Swing and a miss.
We're on this side? Yeah.
I would admit, though, designated hitters is the way to go if Mr. Manfred ever decides to tune in to a game. Much as I love seeing Bartolo Colon hit home runs at Petco Park.
Fouled off.
What are the colors that they only wear? All over the place. Green and neon.
Down the line, that's going to loop foul just down by the Spartan bullpen. Lights are on. Sun is working its way down. It's 7:50. I think that's probably officially sunset.
Fun little University of Tampa fact for everyone watching, or students, you would know. We have minarets over at Plant Hall, so when you see the sun go down, there's a perfect moment when the moon and sun align perfectly with the minaret.
And Malcolm goes down on the 4-3 put out. Let's see, my daughter texted me. Hey, I hope you had some pizza before you left because I just finished the rest from last night. I am laughing at what the expression is on your face when you read this.
See, that's when you're like, I'm not going to eat it. I ate it. I probably should tell my parents, or you just let them figure it out for themselves. I've been a part of that.
Well, we had pizza last night, and we always order a second one, so we have it for today.
That's a veteran move, Jack.
And we had some for lunch. 2 pieces left. I assume she would have them for dinner.
Are you a big cold pizza guy, or do you warm it up after?
No, I warm it up, and I usually use the toaster oven, not the microwave.
Okay.
Today I used the microwave because I was running behind. I don't know why I was running behind because I had nothing to do but get ready to go to the game, but I dawdled. Foul ball. Luke McDonald at the plate.
My kids in college know this. They've been using air fryers recently. I don't know if you've ever used an air fryer, but you just throw anything in there.
Yeah, and it makes it toastier as opposed to cheese can get kind of rubbery when you put it in the microwave.
True, yeah.
The pitch, bounce, a one-hopper. He swung anyway.
I touched him. He's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good play by the home plate umpire to see that call, see what happened, and he called him out. Spartans, no runs, no hits, no errors, and we go to the 5th as we keep cruising along. 2-0, Tampa, leading Lynn. You were talking about when you use.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
keep cruising along. We're in the top of the fifth. It'll be 8-9-1 for Lynn against Eric Linder, who's putting up a pretty good line today. 4 innings pitched, giving up just 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts to this point. Only at 51 pitches. So has been pretty efficient getting out of each inning after about 13 pitches. And with this being a 7-inning game,
we are cruising.
He's going to be well under 100.
Sounds like the organist today is playing my workout playlist.
Leading off is Tal Errol, and I wanted to bring this up. He is from Israel, and he's a catcher, playing catcher today for Lynn. And he has been named one of the 44 players for the Israeli Olympic team.
Wow.
Now, they expanded their roster to get ready for the Olympics. They can only keep 24 players, but they expanded their roster to take a look at some other players, and not too many of them are college players. So the fact that they picked him is quite an honor. Matter of fact, Israel is one of only 6 teams competing in the Olympic baseball tournament.
Israel usually puts out a good team. I don't know if people remember in the last World Baseball Classic, they actually had a good little run there compared to MLB All-Stars and stuff. So that's great to hear.
Congrats to Tal Errol for that honor. Waiting all day for that. When Rudy told me he wasn't going to catch till the second game, I'm like, I got to remember that.
So my question is, does he just leave his college team? Because the Olympics aren't that far away.
I know. Well, I think they're in July, so the season would be over.
Okay.
He drew a walk there. Let me see what it also says. Team Israel will have its first training camp in May in Arizona. All right, so he might be able to get there. And will then meet again in early July in New York, where it will play a series of exhibition games before flying to Tokyo for the Olympics. Talking about 12 players returning to Israel's entry from the 2017 World Baseball Classic that reached the quarterfinals. Showing bunt, pulling it back, throw to first, and he's back. Errol is back as well.
I just remember watching with my high school team, watching the Israel team play, and they did a very good job. Usually when you think of Israel, I never really thought of a good baseball.
It says alongside 9 players who have played in the major leagues, 4 players who are currently serving the Israel Defense Forces under the Distinguished Athlete designation, 3 more who will be drafted in the same class in the coming year.
Interesting.
So quite an honor. Kudos to Tal.
Very interesting. It's funny, I'm the only person who doesn't pull for the U.S. in the Olympics, as I'm from Kazakhstan, so usually we take home the butterfly in swimming, so that's usually my event. That and possibly curling.
So you tune in for that event.
And curling, those two.
Curling?
Curling's electric. That's Winter Olympics.
But that's U.S. and Canada will win those.
Yeah.
Ball outside. Still playing in for the bunt. This is White at the plate.
I think the most excited Olympic Games was when we won gold for table tennis. That was unreal. What an upset.
Does get down the bunt, tries to move the runner. Quick throw in time to get the out.
Smart move by Navarrete to go back to third, because if not, third would have been wide open.
Yep.
Shows great baseball IQ for Mr. Navarrete.
There have been players who, going to second, just automatically just keep cruising to third when they notice nobody's there. Yeah. Now, whether Mikey knew that or got instructions from the dugout, it's a smart play either way. Once he realizes he's not going to be the one making the play. This brings up Cecilio. We're at the top of the order again. Big swing and a miss. I mentioned Lynn came in with some power, 30 home runs in their first 19 games. Cecilio at the plate with 9. Murray has 8. And I don't think they've sent anything too deep. Fairly deep. Cumbo made one at the warning track, but nothing really threatening. Spartans have hit 1 home run. That was in this game.
That's a stupid meme. Oh, really? She's like, you should have changed that.
Talking about home runs, we talked about earlier in today's broadcast that Lynn has a bunch of home runs today. I'm looking for the statistic that says how many home runs they had, but
30.
They have a boatload of home runs. And I think you... Good. I'll do the thing. I'm not. You're good.
I had promised Tate that he could do some play-by-play in the 5th and 6th, and I just kept talking, and it makes me think of my former broadcast partner, Scott Lynn, who we always had an arrangement. We would go first, second, and third, one of us, 4, 5, 6, the other one, and then 6, 7, 8 to finish, or 7, 8, 9 to finish.
I'm perfectly fine. You're helping me rest my voice.
Well, I would keep going into the 4th, and finally he'd be like,
"Come on, I'm not picking."
Hit me and say, "Huh, dude?"
I just like home run calls. I'm perfectly good with just sitting here giving you colorful.
So you want to Spartan? You can take over in the bottom here and get a Spartan HR.
Perfect. We can do it.
Okay. We did that last year, didn't I give it to you, and all of a sudden the Spartans unloaded for like 3?
Yeah, no, I'm the good luck charm. I think.
Like me, I get a Texas leaguer.
And I'm not trying to jinx anything, but every broadcast I've broadcasted this year, the Spartans have come up winning. So
okay. But they're winning 90% of their games anyway.
Well,
so there's a very good chance.
I also called women's basketball, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, they didn't lose.
They didn't lose either. I just happened to call the 2 teams
you did
that win.
You did the game when I was in Cancun.
I did. I was your replacement.
Now, you had somebody do color, though, with you, right?
No, just me.
Was it? Okay. I thought they said Santi was doing the game with you. Oh, that might have hurt the ankle.
And I, for some reason, thought it was a men's basketball game, prepared, and it was a women's basketball game.
I did that one time this year, too.
So learning the names on the fly and trying to figure out how to call basketball. But, hey, I enjoyed myself, and they won, so life was good.
It was a regular season game this year, and the men were supposed to go to St. Leo. No, the women were supposed to go to St. Leo, and the men were playing somewhere, and they said, games at home. I'm like, okay, so I started preparing for the men's game. What they meant was this game at St. Leo was coming to Tampa, so I get there, and the women are practicing. Fortunately, I'd already done 3 or 4 games, so it was no big deal. There's a base hit. That'll bring a run in. That might be in the gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And Cecilio is going to cruise into second. He may look for third. He's pulling up. Smart move there, because with a 2-1 lead or a 2-1 deficit, you don't want to get thrown out at third.
Not at all. I might have jinxed it. Let me just put it out in the ether, baseball guys.
But that makes it 2-1. They have the Spartans lead. Brandon Krasinski to the plate, center fielder. Cecilio really ripped that ball. So Linder into the stretch, his first little predicament of the day. Nice off-speed pitch. Krasinski tried to go downstairs, could not.
You ever get to see a play over at the Straz Center, Ike?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. I've heard it's a great place. Call strike, outside corner.
I think the only time I thought about going, they were showing Hamilton my freshman year, and I'm not a big play person, but I heard it was something to be watched, and looked up for tickets, and let's just say a college kid cannot afford.
No, not Hamilton.
Not Hamilton, not at all.
Not till it ends up at some dinner theater somewhere.
10 years later, yeah.
Linder this time a little more deliberate. Looks back at second. Cecilio dancing the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the first pitch he got him on. That's the third pitch he got him on for the strikeout. 2 down.
He might have just
nasty.
He struck him out and then he hit his head with a bat, which was very interesting.
Well, he's going to be contused.
Yeah.
Murray to the plate. 2 outs now. Tying run on second. Linder wants to make sure he stays there.
Look for them to pitch all outside. Forcing him to push it the other way.
Well, the way they're playing him, they're expecting him to pull if it's a grounder, because look at where Flint is as a shortstop.
That's true.
Other times he's been almost behind second base.
All right.
Speaking of that, that's another one that I don't know how you could legislate it, but I wish they wouldn't let you put 8 guys on one side of the field.
Yeah. My old hitting coach is Howie McCann. His son was Brian McCann, who's a lefty, played for the Braves and the Yankees. And every time we'd watch him when he'd come up to bat, and they'd put like 6 guys, because he always pulled the ball. Yep. And this whole left side of the infield come in, would just be like, just bunt it. Just bunt it down.
I've always asked that, and the best response I got from a coach was, some of these guys are terrible bunters. It really wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter.
But I would say, you know what? If they're going to do that, learn to bunt.
Learn to bunt, because if you bunt, your batting average goes up tremendously.
You don't have to try to drag bunt it. Just square off, bunt it, because there's no one there.
Yeah, you're competing against yourself.
Yeah. But I wish there was a way to legislate it. Maybe say you have to have no more than 2 on each side of the infield.
The worst one, and I can only say this in a video game because I've never had it happen to me because I was a righty hitter, is behind the second base bag when you hit like a single, what would be a single, and then there's a guy there. So, yeah, I think that could be a potential rule change that I wouldn't necessarily not mind.
I mean, they're obviously playing within the rules. There's no doubt there, but it's
I respect
just like
a little bit of strategy, too.
Yeah.
And you're taking a risk, so I understand that.
Popped up, out of play. Some of the other things I kind of like with Kevin Cash, and also Craig Counsell does it with the Brewers, is he will start a reliever for an inning.
Okay.
And the idea is top 3 guys are obviously your best hitters.
Sure.
So if you can make sure your starter doesn't see them until the 3rd and the 6th, it's just going to make it that much more effective.
I will say Kevin Cash, other than pulling pitchers too early.
Too early?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That will be attached to him for a long time.
Joe Urso used to do an interesting thing a couple years ago. He hasn't done it in a couple years, but he would have a pitcher, the starting pitcher from the previous game, would be listed as like the 5th hitter in the lineup to start the game. Starting.
Interesting.
And I'm like, why you starting him? He's a terrible hitter and he's a pitcher and all that stuff, and you got him as a. And I don't even know if he put him at DH. He listed him somewhere, and he said, "What I do is wait and see what the situation is when he comes up. Do I need a power hitter? Do I need a singles hitter? And that's who I choose to put in the lineup, and I pull him before he ever gets an at-bat."
Did he ever forget and let him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. There was one pitcher, though, who told me, he said, I begged him to just let me bat one time.
There's a famous LSU baseball story where the pitcher, he asked if anyone could hit because they ran out of pinch hitters, and the pitcher said, "Oh, yeah, I used to hit all the time in high school."
End of the inning.
And long story short, he didn't hit in high school and got lucky and hit a double off the wall, and they ended up going to the SEC tournament final. But anyway.
Lynn picks up a run, cuts the lead to 2-1. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th right after this. Cool.
NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Spartans will send up Glancy, who's the reason the Spartans have the lead, followed by Navarrete and then Flint, and taking over for the play-by-play, Tate Gebhard.
Hey,
Take it away.
How's it going, everybody? Glancy, coming off his last at-bat, was a nice home run to right field. And the first pitch is a strike.
I turned the wrong one down.
You're good. And the first one's a strike. And the pitch. High fastball up.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Fastball outside. We have a beautiful night of baseball here as the Spartans won the first game of this doubleheader and look to win the second one here. And the pitch. Fastball again outside. Spartans look to potentially have two guys up in the bullpen. None of them are throwing, but they're standing. And down the right field line, the Lynn Knights have looks like one righty up in the bullpen. Just missed below, and he takes his base to first. Next up to bat for the University of Tampa Spartans, number 27, Mikey Navarrete. Navarrete in the second game of the doubleheader has one walk. Throw back to first, keeping him honest.
Anyone up there? No. Go up there. We did a 2-run home run. You did? Yeah. I gotta tell DJ. He didn't know. It was with Clancy though. I'll tell him that. Yeah, let's get it.
Navarrete looks like he's about to bunt, but pulls.
Don't close that, Dan. I'm coming up.
1-0.
Please don't.
Folks, all I can say, what a beautiful sight here for some D2 college baseball. Glancy's going. Looks like a hit and run. First baseman carries over to and off the netting. Fun fact about this netting that surrounds the University of Tampa baseball field, the players call it the bird cage. I guess that would make them the birds. Nonetheless. Navarrete squares the bunt. They throw over to first. I am yet to see a hidden ball trick, but I would not be shocked. This seems like a potential opportunity to do it. Navarrete squares to bunt. Pulls back, and it's a strike. Interesting decision by Navarrete, but nonetheless, looks like he'll be swinging away. And the pitch. Oh. Just painted the corner, and strike three. Navarrete goes down looking. He's no Picasso, but he sure is painting those corners normal. Now batting for the University of Tampa Spartans, Christian Flint. I will say Christian Flint has drinking more clean water than the city of Flint, Michigan has. And the pitch. Fly ball, right field. Cecilio looks to be chasing. He's under it. And out number 2. Glancy back to first. Now coming to the bat for the University of Tampa Spartans, number 6, Sparty Award nominee, Jose Cadenas. We have some students coming into the ballpark. Nice to see some students appreciating some Saturday night baseball. Pitch. Tried to frame it, but outside. Jose Cadenas had 1 at bat today. Lined out, right to the shortstop, off his glove, and runners are safe at first and second. It'll be interesting to see if that's an error or a base hit. Calling Cadenas, they're calling that a hit, as it was hit hard right at the shortstop. Not coming up to bat. Mr. E.J. Cumbo. Oh, my bad. Winkelmeyer up to bat. Foul tip. 0-1. Good hustle by Cumbo to get the foul ball. Mormel looks down for the pitch. Comes set. And the pitch. Pitch inside, ball, 1-1. Mormel comes set, and the pitch. Ground ball right side of the first baseman. Fields it cleanly. And as we head to the top of the 6th, your University of Tampa Spartans 2, Lynn Knights 1.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
How's it going, everybody? It's me, Take That Part. Jack Ike's busy eating his pizza. We're here in top of the 6th. Tampa Spartans lead 2-1. If you can hear DMX in the background, all I can say is rest in peace to one of the greatest rappers of all time. He's unfortunately passed away at 50, earlier, I believe, last week. But with that being said, Prayers goes out to his family and fans of DMX. Rock. Lynn has a right-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Spartans seem to have a left-hander and a right-handed sidearmer warming up in the left field bullpen. Umpire wants to wipe the plate down before we get started here in the top of the 6th. And welcoming him back from the pizza break.
Pizza done.
Mr. Jack Ike.
He needed to clean that plate. It was very dirty. Very dirty.
Great Parmesan crust for us tonight. And the pitch from Linder. Curveball just misses high. Forecheck in today's game is 1 for 2 with 1 strikeout. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count is 1-1. Linder looks in. And the pitch. Ground ball hard down the left-hand side. Great play by the guy protecting the catcher. I mean,
Rudy
really
dove out of the way there.
The catcher gives him a nice little handshake, says, "How do you
Thank
do?
you.
Thank you very much. You can have some of my ramen later, I guess." Good old-fashioned handshake. And the pitch. Did he go? Are they checking? He did not go. 2-2.
You know, one thing about the both games this weekend have been very clean. I think 1 error for Lynn last game, but nothing on the board in this game.
Some good old-fashioned clean baseball.
Yeah.
D2 Saturday fun.
And I'm trying to think what the error was for Lynn.
And the pitch line shot up the middle, and that's a base knock for Forecheck, his second hit of the game. But you're right. Very clean baseball games. This one going a little bit quicker than last one's.
A lot more efficient.
A lot more efficient.
Just a ton of pitches last game.
Just a bunch.
A lot of walks.
400.
Let me see if I can find the
almost 400 in last
box score from that game.
From the first game in today's doubleheader. In this game, there's almost 120 some odd pitches been thrown. Batting for Lynn's Payne.
The starting line.
Tall, lengthy first baseman. Hit a long fly ball to right field. Got out. Line drive to the left-hand side. Another amazing play. He seems to be loving it. We love it up here in the booth. Way to take care of his guys over there. Won't show up on the stat book, but will show up in our hearts, so thank you. Linder peeks in.
Probably a pitcher showing that he should be playing the field.
I know I'm joking about it, but for any of those young kids looking at home, do as much as possible to get yourself noticed, whether you're in the game or off the game, because that's how you'll get up on the field. Nice to see some students in the crowd. Linder looks in, and the pitch. High fastball. 1-2. Linder looks in. Curveball misses outside. 2-2. Looks like this might be Linder's last inning of work, unless he convinces Coach Urso otherwise that he wants to come out for the 7th. And the pitch. Foul ball, left side. Another amazing play in the dugout. I mean, these guys are just catching everything over there. Looks like to have protected a trainer. And the count is 2-2. Top 6, University of Tampa Spartans 2, Lynn 1. As Lynn looks to change the score on the board. And the pitch from Linder.
Oh, hit him in the
looks like it
calf.
Hit him right, potentially in a place you never want to be hit.
No, I think it hit him.
Oh, in the calf?
The calf. I think it hit him down here. He wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
That's true, yeah. He wouldn't be walking.
No.
Nonetheless, awkward hit him, and the inning continues. Now batting for Lynn. Santa Maria, second baseman. He has 2 at-bats and nothing to show for it. Looks to change it here in this at-bat. Linder seemed to be talking to his catcher.
One is that Buffalo?
Seemed to be arguing.
Might be worried about the runner on second and which signs are we going to. Here comes Sam Militello out.
Oh, the other one. Yeah, it was I get confused with Buffalo. Yeah.
Unless he gave some indication that he was tiring. Usually when that happens and there's a guy on second, it's just like, wait a minute, am I looking at the first set of signs, second set of signs? But make sure the guy on base isn't stealing him.
Legal way of stealing him,
yes.
Again, not trash can.
Yes.
Like the Houston Astros. Very good game last night. I don't know if you saw it, Mr. Ike, but I was staying up late and got the chance to watch it. It was the Dodgers versus the Padres, and it was just a back-and-forth battle. There was a brawl. There was all types of stuff going on in that game.
I've heard they were talking about that becoming one of the new heated rivalries.
Well, it's a heated rivalry for a number of reasons. The only way I can explain it is the Padres have all these new acquisitions. They finally have a good team for once in their franchise career.
Right.
And then you have the Dodgers, who won a short season, World Series where people aren't calling it legitimate. So there's always that banter back and forth. Manny Machado played for both, so there's that intertwined into it. All the California teams have really strong rivalries. I don't know if you've ever been to a Dodgers-San Francisco Giants game, but people have died over that. Literally have gotten fights. So it's good to see competition in baseball, but not to that, of course, degree.
No, it's a sport.
It is a sport at the end of the day. Linder goes in the pitch. Santa Maria looked like he was going to bunt, but decided otherwise.
Well, with no outs, if you can move that runner to third, though, it's the kind of play where Navarrette's not going to go in. He's going to cover third. So it's got to be a perfect bunt.
It's got to be a perfect bunt, but the right move would be bunting down the third base line because potentially everyone could be safe.
Right. So is he a good enough bunter to pull this off?
We will find out.
Got to give him a pitch to hit, though.
I wonder if you're Linder, if you're trying to give him a pitch to hit, or you're trying to force him to bunt it down the first base line.
Well, but you don't want to walk him by trying to be too cute.
This is also true.
Because then the bases are loaded.
McDonald's making a form of a sign. You always got to watch out for a double steal opportunity, just in case they want to take that chance. Linder takes his breath, makes sure he has it. Looks back. Looks down.
They were prepared for it. Got it down. They might be able to go to third.
They go.
He got him.
Amazing play by Mr. Mikey Navarrete. That is just some good old-fashioned fundamental baseball, if I have ever seen it. I mean, that's just how you draw it up in a playbook.
Wow, some dispute from Lynn.
And
including the base runner.
Lynn head coach not looking happy. Looks like the second time today's game he might be chewing out the umpire. The bullpen's looking very confused for Lynn. They're like, what's happening? We have a weird angle of it.
Now, that's not Rudy down at third. It's one of the assistant coaches. It's the third base coach.
Oh, my bad. Assistant coach.
I'm pretty sure that's not Rudy.
Number 9?
They never put the numbers of the...
That's why I couldn't tell.
Plus he's wearing a sweatshirt or something. Oh, that's Rudy out there. I was talking about this. The man standing on third base was
just if you're
complaining.
They're not talking about their dinner.
Rudy is talking about, that's Rudy out there.
Rudy and the first base umpire not talking about dinner plans after today's ball game.
Nope. If so, it's separate restaurants.
That is for sure.
It was a bang-bang play.
And it looks like is that a pinch hitter or
28?
That's Romeo.
Romeo pinch hitting. He started the whole first game.
Oh, Romeo. Up to bat.
Go ahead and say it. Wherefore art thou?
Therefore out.
All right.
Romeo.
Don't leave me hanging.
My high school teacher would be impressed. I'm not a huge fan of Shakespeare, but I remember some of it.
All right, so now Joe Urso's coming out. That usually means pitching change, but he's not made a signal. I think more strategy here.
And they're giving him a clap,
but
looks like.
Yeah, he's taking the ball. He didn't signal.
Absolutely fantastic job by Linder in today's game.
Bringing in a lefty. Coming in to pitch is number 17, Michael DeMoe. He is a junior from Orlando, Florida. See if we can get some stats on him.
Looking to do the exact opposite and keep them off the scoreboard. Outfielders look like they go back to their traditional positions. Timo looks over at second. Looks down the pitch. Strike. Painted that quarter beautifully.
Well, I'm sure one of the reasons that Joe made the move is he can go lefty-lefty here. And he probably noticed that Linder didn't quite have the pop that he was having earlier in the game.
And I know there's a reason for it, but I always hit better after righty pitching, which I don't know if that usually makes sense. But
are you a righty?
I am a righty.
Righties don't care.
Yeah.
Lefties don't like lefties. Righties don't care.
Dare to say righties might be grittier? Who knows?
Mainly because righties see righties all the time. That's just natural. And you get used to it. Lefties, 1 out of 4 is a lefty.
This is true. Though the Spartans did start the first 4 for lefty batters today. Moog sets the pitch, bounces it in the dirt. Good block by McDonald.
I hope they don't tie it up.
Tom might have jinxed us all.
Why would you say that?
Let the record show. DeMo comes set. And the pitch. Line drive, foul.
This is the most I've worked in forever.
Almost an outstanding play by the guy watching the pitcher over in left field, trying to make a play with his hat. Was not successful. Nonetheless, I respect the effort. Count 1-2, 1 out. Spartans lead 2-1 here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah. Right?
DeMo looks down.
Watch them win the SSC championship.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Romeo goes back to Juliet. And next up to bat for Lynn. Errol, the catcher.
I think it's Lions. 24.
For Lynn.
Yeah. Joe making another pitching change.
Mr. Joe Urso walks back out to the mound, either to calm him down or...
It's Jamarcus Lyons coming in to pinch hit, and Joe says, okay, don't have the lefty-lefty. So I'll go righty-righty.
Yeah. And storming out of the bullpen.
Oh, doing a wind sprint.
Heath Bell-esque, shades of Heath Bell. Anyone remember? The Padres closer. Sprinted out of the bullpen during the All-Star game. Batting for Lynn is Jamarcus
Lyons.
Lyons on Spartans.
He came up. He's there, 24.
Oh, I have Alfonso here.
So Dalton Rose coming in to pitch for the Spartans. He is a junior, transferred in from Bryan College, a 6'3" junior. We'll get some numbers on him if there are any to be given. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. No wins, losses, or saves. Hasn't started any games either. 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, and no walks and a strikeout. Has an ERA at the moment of 0. See if he can keep it that way.
He has a beautiful position of his arm, sidearm pitcher.
He just rears back and throws.
I would like to see, we can't see up here because we don't have a radar gun, but there's plenty of scouts there that do. He's throwing the ball very hard for a sidearmer. You know who he reminds me of? Peter Moylan.
Who's that?
Peter Moylan. He reminds me of just a little bit of how he throws the ball. Now pinch hitting for Lynn, Alfonso. Ross looks to keep the Lynn Knights at bay. Alfonso in the first game of these doubleheader caught himself into a bunch of battles. I believe he won one and lost the other, but would not go down without swinging.
Alfonso looks like he should have a ton of home runs.
He looks like he should.
I think he's got one. Murray and Cecilio are the big ones.
Ross comes set, and the pitch. In the dirt, pass ball. And runners are now on second and third with a potential chance with the tying run at third and the winning run.
Not the start you wanted.
Not at all.
From Ross.
Good news is he only needs one out, so crucial at bat for both teams.
Just that excitement of that first pitch, and you just overstride and lose all control. Now their lead run is in scoring position.
It'll be interesting to see how Ross responds. And the pitch.
Took a little off of that, made sure he got the strike zone.
I couldn't tell what pitch that was because it was
off speed of some kind.
It was off speed of some kind, and let's just say it worked in his favor.
Didn't
1-1.
Dip like a curve, so probably maybe a slider.
Possibly a changeup, potentially. But from that position, probably not.
Oh,
another ball in the dirt.
McDonald, nice stop there. He's playing goalie right now, and you don't want that.
A make a block by McDonald. Good job. 2-1.
All my teams are losing today. The Phillies, Braves, and the Lions.
Oh, the Spartans.
Never know. We won everything else.
And the pitch.
Nice.
Beautiful pitch.
That looked like a curve.
Sidearm curve ball drops right in for a strike. 2-2. For those at home, start rubbing the top of your cap. That's what we all do when it's 2-2. And fouled off. It sounded like it might have broken.
If it was a wood bat, it sounded broken.
Yeah.
He did put that one on the wrist, and it was kind of a late swing.
I've broken one metal bat in my day, and like I was saying earlier when the guy had the wet gloves on his hand, my friend left my gloves under the water fountain, and it got wet, and I put them on and let go of the bat, and we also had a brick backstop, and it hit off the brick perfectly and broke in half.
Wow.
And I was on strike 3. So imagine my surprise when I had to walk to the visitor's side and pick up my broken half bat after just striking out. No car was actually hit. That's our organ announcer. Count 2-2. Top, if you're just joining us for some reason, top 6. Tampa leads 2-1.
No, I made them all. I have like 20 sound effects. Yeah. Whoa.
Come set, the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Beautiful looking pitch. He's hyped. We're hyped here in the booth as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tampa Spartans 2, Lynn Knights 1. You are watching TampaSpartans.tv.
What do you get when you take your favorite food and stuff it inside a pocket of homemade dough? Cooked perfectly until golden brown. It's a mouth-watering empanada from Mr. Empanada. No one makes a better empanada. Take Ted Webb's word for it.
Almost as good as my mom used to make.
Check out our website for a location near you, MrEmpanada.com.
It's not about any one thing. It's about how everything comes together, how it all connects. People, ideas, resources, community, everything. Quality of life services. That's what we do. Sodexo.
And we are back, folks, as we are here in the bottom of the 6th. University of Tampa Spartans lead 2-1 against the Lynn Knights. Tampa comes into the day number 2 in the nation, also winning the first game of the doubleheader. Lynn now has a new pitcher. I'll send it over to Ike to let you know who he is and what he's about.
It's Jake Buxbaum coming in. He's a senior, 7th appearance of the year. No wins, no starts, 1 loss on the year, 4 saves, so he's been solid there. 8 2/3 innings pitched, given up 11 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, walked 4, struck out 6, has an ERA at the moment of 8.31. His job is to make sure it's a 2-1 game as they go to the 7th.
He is the security man. Batting for the University of Tampa Spartans will be E.J. Cumbo, then Sullivan, then Malcolm.
And by the way, Buxbaum is from Davie, Florida.
Never been, but I hear it must be a lovely time. Cumbo for 2 on today's game, squares for a bunt, pulls back last second, and I believe he called that a ball. He did. 1-0.
Third baseman was playing behind the bag, so he thought maybe I can get one on him.
And the pitch. Line shot to the second baseman and under.
That did not take the hop he was waiting for.
I believe that's... They're debating up here in the booth if that's an error.
I'd say it's going down as a hit.
I'm assuming it would be a hit since he never touched it.
Just misplayed it.
Looks like they were giving him a hit. Another hit for Cumbo to help his average.
They don't give you mental errors other than your coach, but not on the scoreboard.
Batting for the University of Tampa Spartans, we have Dan Sullivan. Throws over to first. Come set the pitch. Fastball outside. 1-0. Sullivan was just shy of hitting a home run earlier in today's game. Buxbaum throws over. Keeps him honest. Pop fly down the left field line. Both of them are chasing. It may drop in, and it does. Base hit for Dan Sullivan.
Heads up play by Cumbo. He got about halfway, maybe just a little more than halfway to second, because he's going to have to hustle one way or the other depending on what this ball does.
Beautiful work by our PA announcer to bring in that Nemo sound effect. Drops in for a base hit in no man's land. Now batting, Malcolm for the Tampa Spartans. Playing first base in today's first game, but is now the designated hitter for game 2. He walked in his first plate appearance and scored. And the pitch. Ball, low. 1-0. Runners on first and seconds as the Spartans look to crush the Lynn's dreams of coming back here in game 2 of this doubleheader. This game was moving along quite quickly, then I started calling play-by-play, and then it started going slow.
It is dragging now, yeah.
And the pitch. Ground ball, perfectly placed. Good play by the second baseman. Cecilio throws over to first.
It's as good as a sack right there.
But it works, does the job. Won't benefit him much on the stat book, but hey, does the job nonetheless. Lynn has a lefty warming up in the bullpen. Spartans look to be having a righty prepared to warm up in the bullpen. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter.
Adam Hunt coming in to pinch hit for the Spartans. He's a freshman, and he is. This will be his second plate appearance of the year. Official plate appearance. He does have one walk. So looking for a batting average.
Big opportunity here for the freshman to prove himself. Also, get the pivotal first hit. This is one thing that they were talking about, was shutting down on the mound visits, or slowing down on how many you can
I thought
have.
there was a time limit anyway, once you
there was a
either crossed the baseline or left the dugout.
And they've been trying to follow it, but what I'd like to see more is kind of like timeouts in the NBA, where you have like a certain amount of mound visits you can have, because as much as you need a mound visit sometimes, it'd be interesting to see someone runs out of mound visits and they need it, you can't give it to them. So it'll be interesting to see.
This one's obviously strategy with the runners on second and third. They want to try to come up with no damage or minimize the damage.
Like we mentioned prior, me and Jack like to talk about the future of baseball, but any way we can make the game better and keep it the same at the same time, always implore.
I'd like that idea of mound visits. You get a certain amount of game, just like timeouts.
So fans in the stands be like, you can't do that. No, that's the fifth one. Just another piece to the puzzle. Umpire gives a nice little wave to the camera. Mr. Hunt looks to change the scoreboard. And
actually, I kind of like the way tennis does it. You know, pro tennis players, they all have coaches. All they can do is watch and sit in the stands. They cannot coach. You'll be disqualified if you coach a player during a tennis match.
That would be amazing. I don't think I will ever.
They oftentimes will show the coach sitting in the stands cheering, but they cannot do any coaching. I'm sure they've come up with signals.
Fouled off. 1-1.
They've probably tried some signals. If I pull my earlobe, it means serve it here or something like that.
I believe either Tampa alumni or former Tampa student Lou Piniella, who used to coach the Chicago Cubs, would not be a fan of that, per se, as he likes his voice being heard by the umpires. But nonetheless, 1-1. And the pitch just misses outside. 2-1.
Same with golf. No coaches allowed.
No coaches. No noises allowed.
Yeah.
2-1, the pitch. 3-1. I would like to see more noise involved in golf. I feel like they have it too easy. I feel like you need some.
They have it at the Phoenix Open, the Waste. What is it? The Waste Management Open.
Yeah.
Well, see, the golfers don't mind noise. They just don't like it when everybody's quiet and when you're in your backswing, someone shouts. If it was consistent, constant noise, it would just be background noise.
Exactly. Hunt fouls down the right field line. Nice one-hand play by someone a part of the Lynn bench. But yeah, no, I wish they have it easy. The ball's on the tee. All they got to do is sit back, wait when they want to react, and move. So I feel like if anyone's going to have, noise, but you're right. If there's no noise and all of a sudden you hear something mid-swing,
it's going to startle you. It startles you if you're walking down the street and someone shouts at you.
Your hair looks nice.
You're not expecting it.
Yeah.
That could bring a run in. I think they send him.
They're going to try to tag him here.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's going to be a play at the plate coming in. Great throw. Throws it over the catcher. And it looks like Adam Hunt gets his first career collegiate RBI.
RBI and a sac fly.
Let's go! Congrats on your first ribby, Mr. Hunt. Score now. Spartans lead 3-1. They're checking out Cumbo as he...
It was not the most glamorous slide.
Not glamorous.
And it's already resulted in one casualty earlier today with Drew Earhart.
Talking about his slide, he looked like one of those quarterbacks that's never slid before. Nonetheless. The reason why this game is 3-1 coming up to bat. Glancy, 1-for-1, hits a 2-run home run, I believe, early in today's ball game.
Glancy, yes.
Bottom of the second. Comes set, the pitch. Glancy takes a huge swing. Runner on third. Spartans look to extend their lead even more. Comes at the pitch inside, too far inside. 1-1.
Yeah. You can't get a sacrifice fly when you go to second and third. Yeah. I just think it's cheap. Yeah.
And the pitch.
Yeah.
Hits it high. That's a major league pop-up. Third baseman arranging over. Goes back. Oh, and the catcher makes the play. And as we head to the top of the seventh, which is the final inning of the second game of the doubleheader, since that's how we're doing it this year, it is the Tampa Spartans 3, Lynn Knights 1. My name's Take Ephardt. And as we head to the top of the seventh, you are watching TampaSpartans.tv on the SSC Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Sending her to school.
How's it going, everyone? It's top of the seventh. University of Tampa Spartans lead 3-1 over Lynn Knights. I had a great time doing play-by-play this last inning and a half, but I will be throwing it over back to the man himself, Jack Ike.
You added to the lead. That was your job.
And I did.
So I'm still in line for the win because they had the lead when I handed it over.
I don't mind an assist every now and then.
Okay.
Pete Maravich style.
I think you did enough innings for a save.
It's apropos.
You said
as a reliever
if Tampa wins, you have never announced a Tampa loss in every sport. This year. Okay.
This year. Actually, the first time I ever announced it was against Florida Southern, and they lost the first of the two doubleheader. I remember the first time Mr. Colby was like, "Would you like to announce a game?" And I said yes. And then I showed up, and he was like, "Well, you're the only person calling a two-game doubleheader." So I was talking for 7 hours straight.
Yeah, that's a bear.
But nonetheless, I enjoyed myself, and I'm still here with y'all. So, but anyway, over to Jack Ike.
All right, White will lead off 3-1. Tampa, top of the seventh. It's a 7-inning game, so this is for all the marbles right here. Rose back on the mound for the Spartans. Got out of a tough situation in the top of the sixth. First pitch he threw to the backstop, moved runners up to second and third, then ended up getting a strikeout to shut him down for the inning.
Just painting.
He's fired up there. I mean, if you just watch him, he like snaps at the ball when it's thrown back at him. He's into this game.
And if I could tell anyone who's a young player at home, high school, middle schooler, you need that type of energy.
Yeah.
Scouts are out today. You only pitch an inning, but
the thing you need to do is now they're saying he did not try to get out of the way, and they're calling it a strike.
Wow. Is that strike 3? This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I would say he leaned the elbow out.
Those are some explicit words. I heard that one through the mask.
Rudy is...
I might have some restaurant recommendations for Rudy here in a second about places to sit down and eat for this last half inning, but we're about to find out. How are you doing today? I'm doing great, sir. How about you? No, same to you. Back over to you. I'm doing great. Nope, yep.
Boy, Rudy's very emphatic. I mean, he has not won a call yet today, so I can understand his frustration, especially in a tight game.
I think I hear him. He was saying, I went to Salsa Rico. They had no extra guac. I had no extra guac. Rudy, why didn't they have extra guac? I don't know. They don't have extra guac. It's 50 extra cents. Unreal.
But he's not... I thought, to be honest with you, and I try not to be biased, but I thought he stuck his wing out there.
He's waving his hands like he just doesn't care, folks.
I think he's probably going to be escorted out pretty soon. I got to admire the umpire.
Throw some bats, Rudy.
You know, I don't know if Rudy gets into any bad words, but he's certainly emphatic in what point he's trying to make.
Main point, no guac was made. He didn't get ejected. I don't know.
That's what I said. I don't think Rudy would be prone to some bad words, but he was emphatic in what statement he was trying to make.
That was the weirdest strikeout I have ever seen, because that's strike 3, yeah.
A strike 3 hit by pitch.
Come to the ballpark, see something new every day, folks. Couple controversial calls in today's game.
Yeah,
that seemed like the right call.
And Rudy's lost them both. Well, he lost one at first earlier, right?
That one.
One at third in the first game, I think.
Just can't catch a break?
No, not yet. So we have one out. Hit deep foul.
If you're on Cass Street, you may have found yourself in a souvenir.
Ooh, the two cars went by right about the moment it should have come back to the ground.
If President Vaughn is listening, we should invest in a sign, that like one of those deer crossing signs, baseball crossing sign would be pretty cool. Imagine driving along.
There's got to be. I would think there might be some liability if there's no warning
or sign.
Though, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen anyone honk a car.
I mean, I'm no Jake from State Farm. I'll have to ask someone else. That would be a pretty cool sign to be driving along and see just a baseball flying.
But who's going to... who's going to change their driving because they saw that sign?
No, not at all. They actually might bring gloves.
You go slow, you may get hit because you were slowed down.
That's true.
You speed up, you may get hit because you sped up. But there's got to be some liability, I would think. Yeah. And I'm sure they're paying some insurance for that. Swing and a miss. This game's moved along much differently from the first game. Ross with the 2-1 pitch, fouled off 2-2. Spartans will be starting a series with St. Leo next weekend. Friday, I should say. The game is at St. Leo. Saturday, a doubleheader here. Now, we had talked about they were playing Thursday, Saturday games to stop hotel stays. Sure. But St. Leo is 40 minutes up the road, so they're going to come back anyway.
So they'll be playing Friday.
So it'll be Friday up there, 2 games here Saturday. Off-speed strikeout.
We just love to see the energy from Ross. I mean, really,
Well, keep an eye out on Rudy at the end of this game if he comes out to have his final say if they don't come through here.
Can you be ejected out of the game after the game's over, or do you just get a
You know what? I believe once the game officially ends, it's out of the umpire's hands.
So it's just a guy yelling at you.
Just a guy yelling at you, yeah. I know that pertains to when they call games because of rain, that until the first pitch is thrown, it's the team's decision. Once the first pitch is thrown, it's the umpire's decision.
Interesting. So it goes from a game...
Now, I'm making a leap that it also applies to arguing with an umpire. Nice pitch, strike. I tell you, Dalton Ross, after that first pitch, has come in and is just mowing them down.
So it goes from a game dispute to potentially domestic dispute.
Won't say that's accurate or not. Ground ball up the middle, and the inning stays alive. Now, if you project back, that would have put runners at first and second with one out. But the one thing I tell people when they always say, well, if we'd have done this, I said, but there's nothing that says it would have happened just like the way you're saying it would.
Fate works differently.
Yes. You don't necessarily throw the same pitch you would have thrown. You wouldn't have aligned players the same way. Everything is different.
I highly doubt they would do this, but have you ever seen a game be challenged? I remember,
yes.
Okay. Which I don't know how they do that here because there's really no replay, but I guess they
right.
Footage. Good.
Off speed.
Oh. Sorry. That looks like that would have been a strike, but... That's why I'm paid to...
there was an NBA game. I see if I have time before everything ends in one of my great Twitter moments. And it was the Milwaukee Hawks against Ball and Hitter. And I think it was. Maybe it was... no, actually, it was a team in Florida. It was either the Magic or the Heat. But they were playing the Hawks. And at the end of the game, they disputed the way the last 2 minutes were played because of a call. So they decided to, a month later, next time the two teams met, pick it up with 2 minutes to go.
I do
before the next game was played.
That's wild.
That was close. Called strike.
That might have been it looked like a strike nonetheless.
2-1 with 2 outs, down to their final 2 strikes. Tying run is at the plate. This is Murray with 8 homers on the year, capable of tying this game up with a swing. Checking the early warning system.
Just in case the purge were to start mid-game, we have a ready announcement available.
Ross in the stretch. Just low. 2-2. 3-2 now.
As much as I want this ball game to be over, it's not over till that lady sings, as the saying goes.
Yogi Berra, it's never over till it's over. Fouled off. As Yogi once said about a particular nightclub, he said no one goes there anymore, it's too popular.
Now, have you seen the chance of the I guess it was live action. Well, is it called live action? There was the cartoon Yogi Berra, of course.
Oh, Yogi Berra was a cartoon, but Yogi Berra.
They changed it. No. They changed Yogi Berra. They had a real, live action Yogi Berra.
Oh.
Obviously, the bear wasn't talking, but they had actual.
The pitch. Fly ball. Coming in. Couple players coming in. It falls in. That's going to bring 1 run in. That fell between Glancy, Cadenas, and Flint. That was up there so long, maybe it's possible nobody called it, or maybe nobody could get to it. Unfortunately for Lynn, Murray only got to first base.
That's why I'm worried about maybe potentially challenging.
You keep running as hard as you can on that one. You cruise into second, because what do you have to lose? With nothing to lose with 2 outs, I think he should have been standing on second. But now, again, if we take everything back, that would have tied the game.
That'll be interesting to see.
And here comes Joe Urso.
And Ross is a very emotional pitcher, and I really respect it, but he's not happy he's probably going to be pulled here. And it's really not his fault, because that was a fly ball to get out of the end.
No, he did his job, and that's to put the ball up in the air in the park. But he's going to take the ball out of his hands.
Nonetheless, great work by Ross there. Just not the end result he wanted. Potentially,
Dalton Ross, nice job.
Some potential looks by some scouts tonight from his effort.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering. So this is my music right here. This is the country music I listened to back in Georgia.
Who is it?
3-9? Weiss.
Bo Weiss coming in to pitch for the Spartans, number 39. This is just his second appearance, all in relief. Has only pitched one inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. He has an ERA of 0. His job will be to keep that ERA at 0 and send the fans home happy. Again, we revert back to if... And the other thing you can't assume is on the strikeout is if it was just if he got hit, if he'd have scored. But the way it's played out since then, he'd have scored, and it would be tied at 3-3. But I also question is Murray still being on first base after hitting that one.
Yeah,
you get yourself in scoring position.
That's tough. It's tough to argue because, say for instance, for some miraculous reason they decided to challenge this game. It's tough for someone to rule that it would go any differently because how do you know what would have happened if maybe they ground out, there's a double play or something there.
But all I'm saying is with 2 outs, Murray should have been pretty much camped on second.
Yeah. Well, that's just a message to any of the younger Spartans fans watching is no matter what you're doing, always run full speed because on the off chance they do drop it, you're going to look like a genius if you're on third rather than you're on first. So that's just a good rule to follow.
I always look at that when a major leaguer hits a ground ball to second or something, they trot to first, and I'm like, you're only up 4 times a game. Just
they do play 162 games, so maybe they don't make an error, but a pop fly you should always be running because there's a chance they'll drop it.
But I'm like, you're only up 4 times. Exactly. Maybe you struck out twice and didn't even run.
Exactly.
So just run hard.
And it looks like it'll probably end up being a coaching moment for them because...
Forchick at the plate. He's a good hitter. He could keep this inning alive. Not a home run threat, but someone who could get on base.
Does have 2 hits on the second game.
Yeah, and I think he had a couple in the first game. Played a solid third base. Everybody's played solid fielding today. There have been a couple Bermuda Triangle pop-ups here, just like the last one.
There must be some form of wind going because the ball is carrying one way or the other. We just don't seem to be seeing it.
Well, that might have been a case there of just the I got it, you take it outfield.
Yeah. Three.
You can hear the Lynn bench is really getting going. They want to pull this one out. Bo Weiss on the mound, the 4th pitcher for the Spartans. We harken back to Eric Linder pitching well, 5 1/3 innings.
And
a walk.
4 straight pitches.
Boy, they move the runner, tying run into scoring position.
What's that, 18?
And in the left field bullpen, there's a reliever warming up. I cannot get a number at the moment, but there's a righty.
We need a bullpen camera.
We do.
Buckley at the plate.
Don't know if it's the time for it, but I haven't seen our mascot Spartacus in a minute.
No.
It's been a long time. He's been MIA.
Well, in a normal season, you'd have the marketing department out here more. Buckley, pinch hitting, first pitch, out, called strike.
Beautiful frame job.
Runners on first and second, 2 out, top of the 7th. It's a 7-inning game, so Lynn is down to its final out, but trailing just 3-2. A base hit, and we're most likely tied.
Could I delete the other one, probably?
Fly ball, that may be in the gap. Glancy waits. He's got room. Waits at the near the fence,
Spartans
and
win.
the Spartans win it. A good ride by Buckley, but Glancy made sure it stayed in the park, caught it just shy of the warning track, and the Spartans take all 3 games from Lynn in this 3-game weekend series, including a doubleheader today. 8-4 in the first game and 3-2 in the nightcap. And it's a 3 runs on only 3 hits for the Spartans. Glancy's 2-run homer, the big difference in this game. 2 runs, 7 hits, an error for Lynn. And so the Spartans win it and improve to 13-2 on the year. 12-2 on the year, and 11-1 in the Sunshine State Conference. Spartans next weekend, Friday at St. Leo. Next Saturday, join us right here. I think it's a 2 o'clock start next Saturday when the Spartans take on St. Leo. Doubleheader right here. For Tate Gebhardt, this is Jack Ike, along with Jose running the camera, the stats for us. And he saw his soccer team pick up a big win across the way from here, 4-3. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.